Hello friends, welcome to the Blockthasher Daily Morning Update, which today is going to be an evening update. And the reason for that is simply this. Today, it snowed. Actually last night, overnight, 4 or 5 inches of snow at least. Now, in a lot of places, that'd be no big deal, right? Everybody would just go about their day and about their business. Well, I am wintering in the Houston, Texas area. And in Houston, this is not just a normal day. This is an incredibly huge deal. They're calling it the snowpocalypse, and everything, absolutely everything shuts down. I need to get some propane, not going to happen. Need to get some gas, not going to happen. Grocery stores, closed. Run out of water, pipes are freezing. Everything's freezing. It was 15 degrees. I think it hit a low of 12 degrees maybe. Anyway, I had to go take care of a whole bunch of stuff. Try to locate some propane, which I just happened to do. Unbelievable. I drive up to the primary. I had to drive 25 miles or so to find the largest propane provider in the area. I get there, and there's a guy outside about to get in his truck and take off. And I just stop and I start talking to him and say, hey, I need some propane. You know, we've got a fifth wheel here we're trying to keep warm. He says, hey, I'll tell you what. Pull around to the back. I'll help you out. He opens up the gate, gets me some propane, hands me a 7.5 gallon of propane, and I say, okay, how do I pay? And he says, you have some cash? I'm like, no, I don't have any cash. He said, I'll tell you what, come back next week, let him know, pay, you're good to go. And I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, there's no water in the house. The pipes are frozen. It's incredible. Anyway, that is the reason why I'm coming to you this evening instead of earlier today. Today is February 15th, 2021, and it is a bloodbath out there. Okay, maybe it's not a bloodbath, but there is a lot of red in the market today, and it was even worse last night. Last night we saw quite a dip, 15-20% on a lot of the altcoins. We recovered this morning quite nicely, and now we're seeing a little bit of red again. Nothing really to freak out about. And listen, hey, Bitcoin, crypto, dipping, not a problem for me. In fact, that's a buying opportunity. All right, we're going to do the usual thing and do a market overview, and then we're going to talk about how we can understand. I want you guys to understand the DeFi and NFT boom. These two things, DeFi and NFTs, they are set to just explode in coming years, and I want you to know about them, and I want you to understand them. So I'm going to talk about them as simply as I possibly can, help you understand DeFi, help you understand what NFTs are, and why they are going to boom. And then we're also going to talk about another XRP dump, which is not the best of news for XRP, I wouldn't think. However, sometimes the market seems to ignore all of that. Uniswap, tons of volume. Good news for Uniswap. One of the reasons why DeFi is set to boom, and DeFi is such an incredible thing. Bitcoin Mania. Is it happening? Are we there? Is it like the tulip craze? We're going to talk about that. Main Street Media, or MSM, attitudes, they're changing. The narrative is changing. We'll talk about the reasons why. And like I said, we're going to wrap things up talking about NFTs and what they are. And I'm going to show you some of the top NFTs and marketplaces that exist right now so that you can see what they are and how you might get involved with those. All right, let's jump over and take a look at the market. The total market capitalization actually hit 1.5 billion recently, which is an all-time high, which is great news. Just shows that more and more money is coming into the marketplace. So right now it's down 2% at 1.44 billion with a volume of 279.9 billion in the last 24 hours. Where does Bitcoin sit? Bitcoin is at $47,737.85. That is a negative 1.83% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is sitting at $1,777. 17,000 would be incredible. Yeah, Ethereum is on fire. No, $1,700, not 17,000. $1,777, down also 1.65%. Cardano is sitting at 86 cents, and it is just holding steady. I think actually if we jumped over to CoinMarketCap, it is a little bit in the green. Yes, up 0.87% currently at 86 cents for Cardano. Polkadot's turning around currently. It is up 3.69% in the last 24 hours. Polkadot looking good right now. Now, XRP. Let's talk about XRP while we're here. XRP is down 6.94%, and you know, it might just have something to do with this news item today. Massive XRP dump could see price suffer as co-founder cashes in. I think that is happening. We're seeing that price dump just a little bit. Now, Jed McCaleb, one of the original co-founders of XRP, who's actually left the project to start XLM Stellar, he still holds 2.89 billion XRP tokens. The ex-CTO could dump all tokens by as early as May 2021. McCaleb sold off, get this, $400 million worth of XRP in 2020. That's a nice cash in, isn't it? $400 million worth of XRP, and I think he did 120,000 just in the last week or so. So this ex-CEO of XRP just continues to dump. Oh, there it is, daily. This week, the tweet also estimates that McCaleb would be dumping over 38 million XRP daily this week for a total of 166 million. Let's see what this tweet says here. Jed will be selling 38 billion. 345,406.53 XRP per day this week. This amounts to roughly 268 million XRP or 166 million USD at current prices in 1 week. At this rate, his 2.896 billion XRP would run out by May. Oh man, this is incredible. Now, recently we've seen that XRP somehow continues to sort of do well in the last. I mean, let's look at the 7-day. This last week, up 23.685%. Market seems to be somewhat disregarding the fact that the former co-founder continues to dump XRP at an astonishing rate, and is not concerned about the SEC filings either. So interesting, very interesting. Moving forward, enough about XRP. Binance Coin. Binance Coin is down 4.69%, sitting at $130. However, with all of this red that we're seeing across the board, notice we're still significantly green on the weekly increase, right? Cardano up 27%, Polkadot up 23%, XRP up 23%, Binance Coin up 63%. Clearly the winner for the week. Litecoin up 22% for the week. However, today it is down 3.26% at $207. Bitcoin Cash has broken back into the top 10 and is sitting at $714.16. That is down 1.62% in the last 24 hours, but up 46% on the week. So Bitcoin Cash had a very, very, very strong week. Chainlink is at $32.22. Wow, this is just incredible. I can remember just last year, $2, $4. Chainlink has just been doing so well for quite some time now, and it sits right at number 10. So it is still hanging on to the top 10 status, up 26.7% in the last 7 days. Stellar is trying to fight its way into the top 10, coming in at number 11 at 49 cents, down 4% though in the last 24 hours. Dogecoin is at number 12. Dogecoin has not had a good week, down 28.76%. Dogecoin is clearly the loser this last week. And you know, when all the Doge stuff started to happen with Elon Musk and other celebrities talking about it, I talked about it quite a bit, and I said, look guys, be careful. I went into different forums, I was on Facebook groups and stuff saying, look, you know, these are pump and dump schemes. Dogecoin, this has happened throughout time with Dogecoin, where there would be a pump and then a dump, and Doge had fundamental problems, right? Someone comes along, a celebrity, and you get that kind of celebrity-induced pump, and then what happens is all these people come rushing in. You know, people are going to work, and they're like, oh, I mean, I had people calling me the day after Musk said the first thing he did, tweeted the first tweet. I had people calling me and saying, hey, what about this Dogecoin? Is it any good? I mean, like, friends of mine that know that I know crypto, but have never asked before, right? Have never been interested before. Suddenly they're calling me, texting me, emailing, hey, how do I get into Dogecoin, and what's this all about, and is it a good project? And I said, well, no, it really has no fundamental use cases. I mean, there's a couple things. It might be used as a payment, you know, system in some places, or, you know, but ultimately it has problems. It's inflationary. I mean, there's 10,000 new Dogecoin every block, which happens every minute. So 10,000 new Dogecoin every minute. And anyway, point being was, most of the time, as is the case, the warnings go unheeded. And this is just a general thing within cryptocurrency and investing, really, as well. Those who are looking to come in and to make a quick, you know, make quick cash, earn a quick buck, they never end up doing well. You cannot time the cryptocurrency market. Technical analysis, personally, I think it's garbage. And I'm not the only one. Charles Hoskinson was mentioning just this the other day, right? CEO of the number 3, number 4, whatever it is on any given day, cryptocurrency Cardano. Other founders, Avalanche founder was talking about something similar today. If you go in and you try to beat the market, you're going to lose everything. Probably you're going to lose most everything. You're just not. It's not. These markets are so new. Which is exciting, because groundbreaking new technologies are coming out. And if you just get the good projects and you hold them, you might, if they end up producing value. And see, this is going back to what I was trying to say here to sort of summarize it all. The whole idea here behind cryptocurrency is to do things that improve people's lives, to revolutionize the world, to bring banking to people that may not have the opportunity to bank in places around the world, to create decentralized applications and exchanges and tools for lending and for exchanging tokens and all kinds of things. I mean, even derivatives markets that could potentially help to replace or allow people to have access to investing in things that otherwise they may not be allowed to because of different regulation. The point is, find the projects that are building incredible things, get in them, and stay in them, and they will build value and you will do very well. Play around in these games of pumps and dumps and Doge and all this sort of thing, most likely you're just going to get burnt, and you're probably going to get burnt bad. And there's plenty of people who can tell you that they had that story back in 2017 when there was all this hype about the ICOs and people were coming in and the market took off and went up to, Bitcoin was at $20,000, near $20,000. The legs got kicked out from underneath the market. Everything came crashing down and people lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Many of them only to return to cryptocurrency recently with the new highs and with this new bull run. And they're doing the same thing again. What's the coin? You see them on the Facebook groups and in the Twitter. What should I get in next? What should I buy? What's going to pump? I want to make a quick buck. No, you're missing the whole point. At least that's my view. As a fundamentalist investor, studying the cryptocurrencies, finding the projects that are solid, that have good teams, that have good technology, that are solving a problem, that are creating real value, getting in those and staying, it's worked incredibly well for me, and I think it will for you too. And I just wanted to encourage you with that. Moving on. All right, we already talked about the XRP dump. Yeah, this is not a good thing. Anytime you have founders who have a ton of the coin, especially after they've left the project and then begin to dump, it just does not bode well for it. Uniswap has broken through a barrier and crossed the 100 billion in cumulative trade volume mark. Over 100 cumulative, okay, so that's since they started, $1 billion of trade volume since the launch. Now that is phenomenal. Uniswap's decentralized exchange reached a major milestone on Monday as cumulative trade volumes surpassed 100 billion in the wake of the decentralized finance or DeFi boom. Hayden Adams, Uniswap's CEO, tweeted Monday that the platform became the first decentralized exchange to process over 100 billion in transactions using data from Dune Analytics. Adams showed cumulative volumes of 101.5 billion as of Monday. Now, let's talk about DeFi for just a little bit. This is one of our primary subjects that I wanted to cover today. What is DeFi and why is it set to boom? DeFi stands for decentralized finance, right? So you have CeFi, centralized finance, sometimes spelled out CEFI, and DeFi, decentralized finance, DEFI. Decentralized finance is attempting to bring products, features, services that normally would have existed within the centralized financial world into a decentralized world, onto decentralized platforms. So where you might normally have a centralized exchange, right? Binance, Kraken, Gemini, Coinbase, crypto.com. These are run by a corporation and by a company. Interesting things can happen with that. First of all, you have to trust them. When you have your coins on the exchange, you have to trust that they have those stored securely. You have to trust that when you want to withdraw it, you're going to be able to withdraw it. You have to give them a lot of your personal information. You have to go through KYC and AML, and they want your driver's license and your social security and all these sorts of things. Then they can be audited. They can receive a call from the IRS or whoever and have to hand over records and this sort of thing. So decentralized finance is replacing the exchange, the Binance, the Coinbase, right? And it's allowing for the swapping of cryptocurrencies, tokens generally, like Uniswap works with Ethereum tokens. Now, instead of going to an exchange and swapping Uniswap for Ethereum, which you can do on centralized exchanges, you can go to app.uniswap.com and you can exchange Uniswap for Ethereum without all the things that I was just describing about the centralized exchange happening. It's done by a smart contract. It's done by code. And no one has custody of your token. You do. You go and you swap your token. There's no KYC. There's no corporation. Now, there is a CEO of Uniswap because it was created by a company, but they released it, and now it's decentralized and it's open source and that sort of thing. And that's how these DEXs, they're also called, a decentralized exchange, that's how they work. And so this is an incredible and phenomenal thing. This opens up the possibility for people who, just think about it. There's a lot of people around the world who may not have the documentation that you have to get involved in trading cryptocurrencies on a regular exchange. Maybe they don't have a driver's license. Maybe they don't have a home address. Maybe they travel a lot. And so maybe whatever. I mean, should these people be cut out, especially people in third world countries that just don't have all that type of documentation all the time? So this is interesting also because these decentralized exchanges will have different fee structures as well. And obviously, of course, right now with Ethereum, the fees are incredibly high, and so this is one of the things that I think is holding back DeFi a little bit. However, it's still doing incredibly well. So when that gets fixed, when you have, and actually let me show you this right now. For those of you who are just listening, I am pulling up on CoinMarketCap the list of decentralized exchanges that exist. Except it's not working for me very well right now on their website. I'm trying to get to the menu item and pull that up. These are the centralized exchanges, and I'm trying to get to the decentralized exchanges, and the website is being very slow and stupid at the moment. I should have just had this open and ready to go in the first place. Where I was going with this is that Uniswap, though it has the most total volume at 100 billion, is not actually, in the last 24 hours, the most used decentralized exchange. And I was talking about the transaction fees being a problem. Well, this exchange, Venus, is at the top of the list for decentralized exchanges with a market share today of 93.51%. So it is just killing it. And a 24-hour volume of $41 billion. $41 billion. Wow. This is a decentralized exchange that runs on top of the Binance smart contract chain, so not Ethereum. So where I was going with that was Cardano is going to have decentralized exchanges. Avalanche is probably going to have these. Algorand, there may be some built on top of it. There's going to be other changes. Polkadot is going to have decentralized DeFi exchanges, has them. So this is a space that's just going to, explode and expand. Now, I talked about the exchange aspect of decentralized finance, of DeFi, but other things that can happen within DeFi are, let me run through those for just a second to help you understand, just in case. This is for those of you who are kind of like, what is this DeFi thing? I want you to understand it simply. Obviously, some of you might just know all this. Great. But for those who don't, I want to help you out. Decentralized finance also allows for yield farming or providing liquidity. Those are pretty much the same thing. So for instance, on Uniswap, if you have Ethereum, you can go to Uniswap and you can lock that Ethereum up and put it into a liquidity pool. So what you're doing is you are providing Uniswap, the exchange, the Ethereum that's needed in its exchanging, in its trades, in its swaps, right? So people are coming on and they're swapping one coin for Ethereum. Well, that Ethereum has to come from somewhere. And where it comes from is you as a user can go and you can put your Ethereum into a pool and you can lock it up and you can earn some interest, like 0.3% or something like that. We'd have to pull it up to see what it is today, what the interest rate is on that. But you provide that liquidity, you provide the asset, other people can exchange it, swap it, etc. Then when you go to pull it out, you get paid some interest. This is a huge part of decentralized finance. And it happens with all different types of coins, and there's all kinds of different liquidity pools that you can put them into and you can earn interest, right? So there's that aspect of it. What else can you do with decentralized finance? Lending. There are protocols and applications, and some of them are centralized, some are not centralized, but that will allow you to put in an asset, loan it to someone else. It's very similar to the liquidity pool, but in this case, that asset's being loaned out to someone else. They loan it, they borrow it, and they have to pay some interest, some fees, and you get paid. So it's interesting. It's like you are becoming a bank to other cryptocurrency users, and they are receiving banking type services like a loan from you and from the community, from the users, the other users that are acting in the bank role. So this is just the beginning. There's also markets like Synthetics is a project which provides derivatives market. It's a derivatives market. So maybe you don't want to go onto Robinhood or Webull or something and purchase Tesla, but you want exposure to Tesla. You can go to Synthetics or some of the others that provide this type of decentralized finance, and you can buy their, like on Synthetics it's called S-Tesla, synthetic Tesla. So basically what's happening is some people are staking the Synthetics coin and Tesla shares. I'm not sure actually whether Tesla shares are being purchased or not, but the point of it being is that you purchase not Tesla shares, actual stock, but you purchase a synthetic token that tracks it just like a derivative does. So it moves with it. So you buy one share and it's whatever the share of Tesla is that day, and as Tesla moves up, you earn, and if exactly the same as if you own that own stock. So I mean, to just really make that simple, it's as if you're buying the stock without buying the stock. You're buying a synthetic or derivative of that stock, but it works exactly the same way. And so then you can cash that out and you can get Ethereum instead of USD. And then you can take that Ethereum and stake it or hold it or whatever you want to do with it. Exchange it, swap it on Uniswap or something else. So there's all these things that you can do, right? With trading and investing, and there's even options and futures and all the other type of stuff that exist in the normal, traditional, centralized finance world exists now within cryptocurrency in the DeFi world. And it's just getting started. The potential here is mind-boggling. So looking here at CoinMarketCap's list of decentralized exchanges, there's Venus, there's Uniswap, now there's SushiSwap, which is a clone of Uniswap, very, very similar, comes in at number 3, saw $504 million of volume in the last 24 hours. PancakeSwap, 1 inch. 1 inch is interesting. 1 inch is an aggregate. So what happens at 1 inch is you go and you say, hey, I want to trade Mirror token for Uniswap token. And what it does is it goes out and it looks at all the other decentralized exchanges and it finds you the best price, the best rate, right? And then you can use that exchange to make that transaction with the best rate. There's Burger Swap, there's Curve Finance, there's Token Lawn, there's Compound, Balancer. So if you want to check these out, you can just go to coinmarketcap.com, click on exchanges, and grab the DEX exchange menu item, and take a look at those. Now, some of these have had incredible airdrops for early users. That happened with Uniswap, probably one of the most incredible, most significant airdrops ever seen within the cryptocurrency space. Early users of Uniswap received 400 tokens, I believe it was, per an address that had interacted with Uniswap, and some people had done it with multiple addresses. Just to give you kind of an idea, I've been tracking that to show how much that is now worth, because Uniswap has done phenomenally well. I mean, when the airdrop first happened, I think it hit $6-7, dropped down to $3 or so. Well, today it's over $8,000. That airdrop would net you over $8,000 if you were one. So I will always be keeping my eye out and looking for airdrops to keep you informed on. Just another reason to follow this show. Make sure, by the way, you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button, so that you get these updates every single day. So that'll be the explanation for decentralized finance, and I think that will suffice for now to kind of give you an overview and an idea what decentralized finance is about, what is coming, and something to look for is the new decentralized finance DEXs and other apps that are going to come out on Polkadot and Cardano. I brought one to you guys just yesterday, I think it was. Liquid is a project that hasn't even launched yet, but is bringing a Uniswap type feature to Cardano, and I think, man, when that takes off and we see thousands, I'm guessing, of coins launch on the Cardano platform, all of which will be swappable just like they are on Uniswap, but with almost no fees and super quick, super fast with almost zero fees, that's going to be incredible. It's just going to explode. So definitely want to keep an eye. And I think there was some talk about an airdrop with that as well. So just keep an eye out for that. All right, moving on. Bitcoin is trading at nearly $50,000, but according to one metric, which is pointed out by the author of this article here on Bitcoinist.com, it has not reached anything even close to the tulip mania. Now, sometimes people might say, Bitcoin's in a bubble, and it's just, right? Fear, FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. As is pointed out in this article, when the tulip mania hit its height, it was 10 times, the price of a tulip was 10 times the average yearly income at the time. So the article points out that in the United States, the average early income is, I don't know, $39,000 or something like that. And so based off of that, $32K. Okay, so $32,000 times 10 would be $320,000 for Bitcoin. Relevant, not, I don't know, but it is just an interesting little metric. I thought I'd bring it to you today, something to think about. $320,000 for Bitcoin. Totally possible, right? Totally possible. And when you think about it, that number, there's so many other factors that could play into that. I mean, in terms of incomes today versus the total money supply in the US dollars, and this is where it gets kind of interesting to even talk of Bitcoin relative to dollars. Is we do it because we still all use the dollar, and it does have value. We work for it and we get taxed in it and we buy things with it, but what's actually happening with the true inflation rate, and what might happen going forward is just a massive unknown. Like, we just don't know. Nobody can tell you how many dollars exist. We can tell you how many Bitcoin exist or will exist in its total finality. But even more than that, no one has any idea how many dollars will exist 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So we're operating within a system that is just where, it's funny because they always talk about protecting us, right? And regulation to protect and all this sort of thing. And well, where's the protection from that? What's to make to ensure that the dollars I earn today there is none, zero. And so we operate in a system in which there is no guarantee of anything in regards to the dollar retaining its value. or not just being completely obliterated by massive spending, massive printing, etc. Again, some of the simple, fundamental reasons that people are pouring into the cryptocurrency space just makes a ton of sense. Interestingly, related to that, the mainstream media narrative is shifting, as this article points out from CoinDesk, because Deutsche Bank and Morgan Stanley both are talking about coming to Bitcoin. I think that was intended to be like kind of having their coming to Jesus moment. They're having their coming to Bitcoin moment, right? And so, as you know, if you've been paying attention for very long, for the longest time, sorry, the mainstream media has not always been friendly to Bitcoin, and there's been, oh, it's funny money, it's monopoly money, it's not safe, it's used for illegal activities, and all this kind of stuff, right? Well, it turns out that Deutsche Bank, the world's 21st largest bank, quietly revealed a digital asset custody program with much bigger ambitions in December 2020, according to a World Economic Forum report. And Bloomberg is reporting that Morgan Stanley's $150 billion investment unit is considering a direct Bitcoin position. So what's happening is you've got Tesla, $1.5 billion, You've got Grayscale. You've got a Canadian ETF recently just went online in Canada. You've got Twitter talking about adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet and maybe even making it possible for their employees to be paid in Bitcoin. You've got Deutsche Bank. You've got Bloomberg. You've got billionaire after billionaire talking positively. I mean, we're talking about Cuban and we're talking about, I can't think of them all. So the narrative is changing. The discussion is changing. The mainstream media is changing. They're starting to come around. They're starting to say, oh, well, shoot. Ethereum, Bitcoin, both now with trust funds, futures on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? Institutional investors piling in. The narrative is changing. Mainstream media is coming along. And what does that mean? That means everybody else is going to come along with it too. This is the time. This is the time now. Get in on crypto while all of this is happening. All right. To wrap things up, we're almost done here. I promised you that I was going to talk about NFTs and understanding the DeFi and NFT boom. NFTs, what are they and why are they set to boom? And let me tell you, they are set to boom. This is absolutely incredible what is going on here. So let's talk about it. NFT stands for non-fungible token. Let me see if I can spin this up for you real simply. Normal tokens on a blockchain are fungible. That means one is the same as another, right? So one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, one Ethereum, one ADA. I can give you an ADA, you can give me back an ADA. There's no distinguishable difference. It's the same thing. It has the same value, even on a technological level. Now, an NFT is a non-fungible token. So they are not the same. They are unique. Each NFT is unique. It has a cryptographical hash that makes it unique, and there's only one, or there can be more than one if, and that can be programmatically set, maybe there's 10. And then what happens with this NFT, right, is a piece of art or a game piece or some other type of digital asset or even real world asset can be attached to that NFT, and then it can be traded, bought and sold and put up on a marketplace. It's incredible. So let me just show you a little bit of what is happening here. Now, on nonfungible.com, they have a list of the NFT markets, right? Number one market, NFT market, is CryptoPunks with a 7-day volume of $11,401 and 684, yeah, 81 cents. Sorry. Got distracted for a second. Over $11 million last week. Looking at the CryptoPunk site, it says this: 10,000 unique collectible characters with proof of ownership stored on the Ethereum blockchain. The project that inspired the modern crypto art movement, featured in Mashable, the Financial Times, the Paris Review, blah, blah, blah. So for those of you that can't see the video, these are just very pixelated. They almost look like Atari, 2600 style video game characters. And there were 10,000 of these that were released, each of which was an NFT on the blockchain, on Ethereum. They sold out quickly, apparently, and now they carry value. If we go back and click on the marketplace data that's listed by nonfungible.com, it shows the current NFTs that have sold, and the top one is an image that's sold for $27,929. That was 50 minutes ago. It sold at 6:48 p.m. 15.9 Ethereum for some digital art, for an NFT on the Ethereum blockchain. Unbelievable. The one underneath that, there's an asset ID. They have asset IDs, 5919. $18,298, or 10.25 Ethereum. Mind-boggling. We got another one right below that, $24,000. Right below that, $14,000. Another one, $21,000. Here's one, $130,000. That was 4 hours ago. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is it's mind-blowing. This is NFTs. This is what it's about. So you got cyberpunks, CryptoPunks, I mean, is the number one market. Following right after that is Super Rare, with a volume of 2,400,000 in the last 7 days. Super Rare. What is Super Rare about? Collect super rare digital artworks. Start collecting. So this is actually really cool. What this is a marketplace where artists and creators can create their art. Then they can make it. They can connect it to a non-fungible token, and then they can sell it. Let's look at some of the sales of some of these NFTs to get an idea of the kind of money that's being made with these pieces of art. The first one at the very top, 54 minutes ago, sold for $3,616. Let's click on that image and see what it looks like. It's a pretty nice painting. It's a drawing. It kind of looks like some kind of monkey skull or something like that, and it kind of has a ethereal look to it. Chewy Stoll is the artist. The name of the piece of art, Wolf Among the Sheep. $3,600. Right below that, another $3,636. Right underneath that, $545. Another one for $4,000. Another one for $5,000. $7,000 below that. Here's one that sold 2 hours ago, $9,283. Incredible. What else do we have within the NFT space? Take a look at a couple others very quickly. The Sandbox. I think I saved a Sandbox tag over here. No. The Sandbox. Sorari. Art Blocks. Decentraland. Let's look at Decentraland real quickly. Decentraland. It looks like quite a it looks like a game. It's a game. Decentraland is a game. It says create, explore, and trade in the first ever virtual world owned by its users. So I played around with this for just a little bit, and it's very interesting because what happens is that when you launch the game is there's a globe, and you can scroll around the globe, and you can go and you can zoom down in, and you can purchase some land, like on the actual globe, and that's your land. And then I think what happens is it's a virtual world in which you can build, and you can create all kinds of things. And these things that you create, maybe they're a piece of property, or maybe they're a tool, or maybe they're a bank. Actually, if we just jump right back to nonfungible.com and look at some of these, well, they're like 29. Oh, here's one for 54,000 US dollars. What is that? I pull it up and it looks like it's a central marketplace, it's called. So somebody's created a marketplace in a location in this game that is a spot on the globe, I think, and they've sold this thing for 54,000 US dollars. again, just some mind-boggling stuff. So if you want to check that out, that is Decentraland.org. And within the Decentraland app, they have a marketplace where you can sell these virtual assets. And they have a builder where you can build them, and they sell for a token called Mana. Now, if we look Mana up on CoinMarketCap, it is currently 30 cents. It is ranked number 93 in terms of market cap. Shot up, as have so many tokens in recent days. But this is an actual crypto that you can earn, the Mana token or Mana, within the Decentraland game. Incredible. Well, you got a blue Atari shirt for 6,666 Mana. You can buy clothing, you can buy real estate, you can buy names, I'm guessing characters and avatars and all these kinds of things. So NFTs, non-fungible tokens, sky's the limit. Some crazy things can happen. Of course, one of the original was CryptoKitties back in the day. Again, as we see Cardano launch, as we see Polkadot become more adopted, as we see Avalanche, as we see Phantom, as we see these other platforms, many of these are going to have NFTs on them, and many of them are going to work much better than Ethereum in terms of speed and all these other things that have been issues in the past, because these NFTs like CryptoKitties and when they get really popular and blew up, they just congested the network and slowed everything down, and we're going to see that resolved, and these things are going to continue to have some incredible value, and they're going to be a lot of fun as well. So there you have it, the reasons why DeFi and NFT are set to boom. Alright friends, thank you so much for your time. As always, I appreciate you tuning in, and would appreciate your support as well. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification button. If you're not watching on YouTube or on Odyssey or another video platform, these are also released in podcast form. You can get those at anchor.fm/blockthrasher or Apple podcast. I think I can get it out. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, basically everywhere. You can find it. Remember, friends, it's always a great day to earn more crypto. Until I see you next time, I hope you just have a great and a phenomenal night and a phenomenal day. And just keep stacking. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.